stand for the prayer in place. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the kindness and the blessings you've given us, Lord. We ask that you guide and direct this county commission meeting, that you be with our police and fire protection out there in the field, protect and watch over them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the Hancock County Commission this May 1st, 2014. First thing we have is citizen presentation, individuals presenting their opinions. Whoever wants to make an opinion can step up to the microphone, state their name and their opinion.
My name's John Hissam. I'm the commander. I guess you need to raise that a little bit. My name's John Hissam.
That's all right, John. You don't have to.
All right. My name's John Hissam. I'm the commander of the American Legion Post 121 in Chester. And I'm here about the smoking ban that the health board is looking at putting into effect. And I'm afraid that the health board is going to make a decision that's going to affect everybody here in the county. And that is, no smoking is permitted in our establishment, we'll lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it's just a fact. Smoking goes along with drinking and gambling. We have 10 machines. We do quite well with those machines. We pay all the taxes. We do all the things that's necessary to have them there. But we're afraid of losing jobs. We donate a lot of money to different places, but jobs is what it comes down to. And if that smoking ban goes in, we will lose jobs. We'll lose jobs at our place. We'll lose jobs at all the little casinos. We'll lose jobs at the track. And that's my concern. I don't smoke, but if you don't smoke, you don't have to come into my place. You don't have to go to any place where it smokes. You choose not to smoke, that's great. I don't smoke myself, again, but I don't have to go to places that smoke. I choose to go where I'd like. I spent time in the United States Marine Corps, and I was in Vietnam for that right, to choose where I'd like to go. And I don't think anybody has a right to tell me that I can't do that. And while I'm here, my last thing for you, as economic development in this county has been long in coming, we're going to lose jobs. And anybody that thinks we won't lose jobs is dreaming. I'd like to know if Mr. Davis and Mr. Greathouse and Mr. Schwartzmiller, your opinion on this smoking ban. If it goes through, it's going to hurt us. But I need you guys to say what you think.
We'll after everyone speaks, we'll talk.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
My name is Bob Reed. I'm a resident of Chester. I come before you today as a very concerned local citizen worried about the effects of the smoking ban on our county. Since our commission will be the body that will see the most dramatic cuts in revenue, except of course for the state, your opinions and actions will affect all people employed by the county and city government more than anyone else. Therefore, I believe it is imperative that the citizens know where the commission stands on the smoking ban. For my research, Hancock County will see a drop in revenue from between $750 to $1.5 million from gambling losses at Mountaineer and the LVLs in the county. As supporter of this commission and all the fine work and dollars that you've invested in economic development over the past 15 years, I hope that you will take a position for continued growth in our area rather than stand idly by and allow the smoking ban to seriously hinder the revenue that we as citizens have come to take for granted. Everything from the protection of our citizens and property and all other county offices, along with the $600,000 that you have given 3 cities for their use bettering their community, is all at risk. Kanawha County's recent smoking ban caused a 31% drop in revenue in the Tri-State Mardi Gras Casino. I know that our county cannot take such a hit to our economy and continue on the path to growth that you have fostered in our county. As representatives and caretakers of the county, I believe it is your duty to share with the citizens what cuts you would make in the budgets of all departments, whether the cities in fact would lose the generous yearly funding you've supplied them with if this smoking ban takes effect. A local radio station this week reported that Weirton-Steubenville area is the fastest shrinking city in the United States. And all that were interviewed for that article stated the reason for that is no jobs. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anyone else?
My name is Jeff Sayre. I am a Mountaineer employee and a resident of Hancock County. Today I am the unified voice of 1,266 employees, about 475 of whom are my neighbors in Hancock County. We want to tell you clearly that the proposed ban is an assault on our economy and a threat to our jobs. Similar action has devastated other gaming jurisdictions such as Illinois and Oregon. PA is poised to capitalize on this potential lapse in judgment. Their casinos were able to undeniably prove that their smoking sections produced higher revenues. PA has allowed their casinos to expand their smoking sections from their original rules. I am sure PA will take advantage and allow further expansion if Hancock County proceeds in this mistake. This ban jeopardizes $182 million in gaming revenue as reported by the West Virginia Lottery. This is $89 million in taxes that support the horsemen and the racing industry, reduce the workers' compensation debt, fund retirement programs for casino workers, promotes tourism, and supplements Hancock County programs, supplements to the tune of over $3 million. Worse than losing $3 million would be the loss of jobs. Hard-working people affected by the potential bad decision of 3 individuals that are not elected but appointed to their positions. I represent the voice of 1,266 Mountaineer employees. However, right now, I am just an individual asking you to take a stance to save our jobs of the people I care about. Please show your support by identifying this ban as devastating to our economy and a threat to our jobs. Thank you.
Anybody else?
William E. Fronapple. I'm here representing the AFL-CIO, which represents all the unions of this area. And my concern is over the loss of the jobs. And I think our situation here, as compared to Kanawha County, is a little bit unique because of the distance of the River Casino, the Meadows Casino in Cleveland. And I would definitely ask the commissioners to give it some consideration to listen to these people. Thank you.
Anyone else?
My name is Bill Ross. I'm here to represent the VFW New Cumberland Post 3526. And I concur in the arguments of the people who have spoken before me. The one thing I do want to point out to the commissioners, and I respect you and I appreciate the time to speak, but all of our posts, our fraternal organizations and that are constantly hammered or asked to participate in the local Oak Glen, Weir High sports activities. We donate thousands of dollars, cumulatively several thousands of dollars every year to buy uniforms, help supply equipment, et cetera, to the local sports programs. And I'm afraid if this smoking ban goes through and we see the loss of revenue that these other places have seen, that these are some of the first things that's going to be cut, because we're going to keep our doors open. And I feel that the loss to the county school systems and everything else as far as donations from our organizations are really going to suffer. Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else to talk about this? And I've thought a lot about this, and I'll let you guys speak in a minute. It's obviously a very, very hot issue for Hancock County right now. I'm going to talk to my commissioners. I'm going to recommend today. We have a lot of energy going on both sides of this. I actually do not know exactly what the health department is going to do or not going to do. I would like to ask 2 members of the health department board, along with 2 members of the No to the Ban, along with Jackie Huff, the executive director of the health board, and Mr. Jeff Davis, who is the county commissioner's representative to the health board. I would like for those 6 people to sit down and begin discussions on what is going on, what the ramifications are, to see if there's any common ground, if there's anything we agree on, anything we can talk about, what can be done going further forward. Obviously, and you're right, Hancock County is different from Kanawha County. The river's right here, and we all recognize that. I would like for this group to sit down. I know whatever those 2 persons for the health department do is not binding on the health department. I also know what 2 from the no to the ban would do would be not binding on them. But I would like for them to sit down, look at all the issues. I see stories on there that secondhand smoke will kill you, that secondhand smoke won't hurt you, that this amount of money is going to be lost, that no money will be lost. I don't even know. There's a lot of studies out there. But I would like to see a group get together and see if we can find some common ground. We've got a lot of energy going here, and it's kind of like it's banging, 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 banging. I'd like to see, and I'll let you guys talk after I'm done here, I'd like to see if we can put a group together who can report back to all of us some common ground to see where we're going in the future, because I don't exactly know where it is. Mr. Schwartzmiller, I'll let you speak.
Well, naturally, sitting from this chair, with wearing this hat, it would be very challenging for us to lose any form of revenue, especially since we are a declining revenue stream. So as county commissioner, that would be very concerning. But at the same time, I concur with Mr. Grayhouse that there should be, both sides should get together, and we should try to come up with a compromise position. Tell you the truth, I really haven't been following this too much, and I don't know what really the positions are other than 100% or nothing. I apologize for that. So with that, I would like to see what Commissioner Greathouse is proposing, get all parties together and discuss and come up with a compromise initiative. Mr. Days?
I'm sure that the Hancock County Health Department is not ready to implement any sort of policy as we speak. I know they're going to have a meeting on May 6th. I'll certainly be there for that meeting. But what I believe we need to do is keep the dialogue open, have discussions, try to come up with a plan. I don't think there'll ever be a plan that makes everyone happy, but let's try to come up with a plan that's suitable for the majority of the folks, keeping in mind all of your concerns and issues as well. I did have a conversation yesterday with Senator Herb Snyder. He's from Berkeley County. They're going through the same type of issue in Berkeley County, and what the state legislature is doing this summer, beginning May 19th, they're starting an interim committee. And we've heard about smoking for a number of years. What they're trying to do is to bring all parties together, the same as what Commissioner Greathouse has suggested here. Bring all parties together, come up with a uniform policy, and then turn it back over to each county. And let the county, what the legislature is going to do is have the county commission look at it, either adopt the policy or not adopt the policy. But each county in the state should be on the same page, because we're in a unique situation. We have the city of Weirton, which is half Hancock, half Brook. It's kind of conflicting when you have one county does something, the other county may do something a little different. So I'm encouraging the health department of Hancock County not to do anything premature. Continue dialogue. Let's see what we can come up with and try to do the best we can to answer your questions and help your group as well as the other groups out there. But certainly appreciate you coming today and voicing your opinion. And I always believe that cooler heads prevail, and let's work together, because working together is the only way we can solve our problems. And thanks again for coming.
Ms. Huff, any comments on that?
Not today.
Okay. A spokesman for the
See us on Tuesday.
a spokesman for the no to the ban. I mean, is that fair enough to look at that? Or would you like to report back to us, or would you like to go talk about it and come back to us?
We'll talk about it and come back. But thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you. We can move on with the commission meeting then? Anybody else want to speak this morning? Any other citizen presentations? Mr. Tingler.
Yeah. Well, I'm here to represent the sportsmen of Hancock County. I want News 9, ask them to help. There's going to be a big project going on for the fellow fishermen and sportsmen, and I want to thank all of you for helping out and doing what you've done for the sportsmen of Hancock County at Thompson Run Park. I wasn't there to make Thompson Run Park look bad. I was there to help the older people. You know what I mean? Not myself, but the people that have problems fishing at Thompson Run Park. And I appreciate what Mr. Schwarzmiller's done for us, and maybe we get something resolved by next spring.
Thank you, Mr. Tingler. Who's your next door neighbor, Mr. Tingler?
It's my man Ralph. That's why I got to be a good man. Yeah.
Thank you. Correspondence. Patty Bish, citizen, requesting an evaluation of the banks on Kings Creek Road near Sherry Court. Mr. Vitus, I'm going to ask you and Mr. Jones to take a look at these first two issues on here. This first one, this past year, they had a flood down in that one area off of that court right there. And when I went down and looked at the creek, there are some rocks there. There is part of the dam, but there's part that's not there. If you guys could make book with them and go down and talk with them and see what you could do there, I'd appreciate that. Okay. Second one was Stacy Fowdy, upright, a citizen, requesting help with sewer and flood issues at her home on Barber Drive. I've looked at it, You went down and looked at it this week, did you not, Mr.
Yes, I did.
Vitus? Sir.
Yeah, but I don't think you know all that's been going on down there. When they built that church down there, they put a big drain, and it comes right down at the street. But when you go in there to turn left, it's all dumping right there. As you go into Sherry Court there was a sewer there. They plugged it.
That was about 5 years ago, right, when they had the original problems we were down
And they plugged it, that's right. Now, down there where my daughter has the house, the last one on the left, the Sherry Court, it floods all the time. So much water come down that hill, and so much water come from every place else, but I didn't know. Mrs. Ramsey, I called her, and she knows everything about it. In fact, when they did that creek up there behind the trailer court, the way they dug that out and stuff, there's a path come right down to my daughter's house, and water comes in that way. And it's just not right for her to have to pay every time for the house when it gets flooded, which it's not her fault. Most of it is the state fault.
Mr. Fowdy, we're going to have Mr. Vitus.
And it's like up there on the road, the sewers that the state put in, the cement culvert, come right across the road and right down. They put a cement gully down there for all the water come on the road. There's no place for it to go, only down there to my daughter's house.
Before the 5 years, did she get flooded? This or the flooding happened after?
I don't know.
They directed
That's the reason
the.
why I say
Okay.
I want somebody to talk to me and Mrs. Ramsey, because Mrs. Ramsey is the first person that lived down there, and she knows everything about it and what went on about the sewers and what sewers she had to put in. No one would put them in for her and stuff, but it's just not right.
Mr. Fowdy, if you will give Mr. Vitus your phone number after the meeting. Mr. Vitus and Mr. Jones, the Emergency Service Director, those people are going to come down and work with you on this. Is that fine with you?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Thank you. Robert Pennington, Acting Deputy State Highway Engineer, Statewide Transportation Improvement Program, 2014-2019. Listing of proposed amendments is available for public review and comment. I'll accept a motion to make that a matter of record.
Move to make it a matter of record.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Dave Stevens, General Manager, requesting $25,000 on behalf of the Grant Public Service District to begin to rebuild the infrastructure of the district. Gentlemen, Mr. Stevens' letter is in there, and it gives some ideas there. The backup pump is only 10 horsepower and cannot supply the system on its own. Many main shut-off valves are not functioning. As you know, recently Mr. Stevens has gone out there and they're working together, Thomason and Grant, and he needs a monetary infusion of $25,000 to help bring this Grant district back up to fit.
Move to approve the request.
Karen, where would we take that money out of? Do you know?
I would recommend special project.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. New business, County Commission. Approval of Special Projects Fund for the Hancock County Health Department in the amount of $4,500.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval budget revision number 3 for year 2013-2014. Karen, do you want to speak about that?
It's a revision back to September until current. It's all the salary increases.
And it's in your packet? Yes. Okay. I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Circuit Clerk, request approval of the reallocation of funds within accounts. Is that good? Okay?
Yes.
Everything's fine there?
Yes, she actually did it.
Okay. I'll accept the motion.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. County Clerk, and the County Clerk's in the hospital right now, requesting approval to reopen an estate in order to file an amended appraisement. Mr. Foley is having a operation right now, not a major operation, but he's not here today, so he can't really speak on that, but it's in our packet, gentlemen.
Move to approve Mr. Foley's request.
Mr. Commissioners, if I may, just one thing.
Yes, sir.
I spoke with a representative from the clerk's office. It's not clear from the paperwork that I have regarding estates that normally you would file a petition to reopen an estate and then file the amended appraisement. Not trying to be a stickler, but we don't have anything in front of us which identifies
Who
the
it is?
estate, who's motioning it. Maybe that's in the county clerk's office, and maybe they have that. They only sent up this request.
She did say it's the same executor, but she didn't say that there was a petition. So,
Did she send a name up, Steph?
no.
Could we get it off of Joe Ellen? Could we table it for right now and get it off of Joe Ellen?
That's what I would. My suggestion would be to table it to which we get some more information so you can make the proper motion.
Karen, you want to go out and try to get Joe Ellen to come up here so she can give it, and we need information?
Definitely.
So I'll accept the motion, I just won't even do that. We'll just hold it right there for right now, okay? Until they come back up here. Office of Technology and Communication, requesting approval to rebid a new Office of Emergency Management 911 Center. Mr. Vitus.
This is the building that we had discussed last year, and we had tabled construction of that. And in lieu of looking at another location, my request is that we go ahead and reopen the bids for the Crestview location that we had started at.
So this is to put the new 911 emergency services up at the Crestview location.
Yes, sir.
And then always, Mr. Frauenapple, we use prevailing wage. This is Project Best, too.
It will be specified project maps.
Accept the motion.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Requesting approval to negotiate and install a microwave antenna on the communication tower at the Samus Power Plant. Mr. Vitus, would you talk about that?
Currently, for our 911 center on OEM and in the northern part of the county, we have a old T1 communication line. Last week, I believe it was down 11 different times during the week. We have problems when the weather changes and everything with breaks in splices because the line is so old. Basically, what that does is it puts communication between the 911 center and the firemen and police in the area in jeopardy. They lose communication, they get cut off. So what we're asking is that we install this microwave antenna to replace the old T1 line and improve the communications with the northern part of the county.
Tracy, you were at that meeting also last week.
That's
and,
correct.
with the firemen.
Yes.
And you think this will be a major improvement, don't you?
Yes, I do. Completely agree with it, as well as myself and my coordinator, Linda Lecter, was there, and meeting with you and the fire chiefs and Executive Director Vitus, it was deemed that it is highly, highly important that we move forward with this project.
What kind of a time frame we got, Bobby? We'd have that ready for them.
I'm hoping that by the end of this month we have everything agreed to with First Energy and everything. And for this part of the installation, I believe a lot of us have said it would take about 2 to 3 days. So we're looking at an additional week. Hopefully by mid-June we're complete.
Okay. Motion?
I move to approve the request as presented. Allow Bob to begin negotiations.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Request approval to hire Attorney Allison Calden as a part-time assistant prosecutor effective May 1st, 2014.
Move to approve that request.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Sheriff's Department. What would be an agenda without a Sheriff's Department on here, huh, Sheriff? Requesting approval to purchase items for the SRT from special projects in amount not to exceed $2,000. Sheriff? Did you want to talk about that, or just want us to go ahead and do that?
It's under special projects. It was approved before a specific amount, obviously not to exceed. There's requisitions already put together, and if you go through the requisitions, you can see that they are all unique to our SRT. And if I may just expand on that, unfortunately or fortunately, we had occasion to utilize the SRT yesterday in a felony arrest where they were deployed. Their training came in, and I was very proud of the way they responded and the way they reacted to the threat. So, in so doing, they also expanded specific types of materials in regards to pyrotechnics and, lack of a better way of putting it, tear gas. So this is a program that we have. It helps us to maintain order in a more safe environment when we are dealing with possibility of large threats. So, obviously, I'm sold on this, and I would hope that you would be too.
Accept a motion.
Move to approve the sheriff's request.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval of probates and estates.
Reviewed the proposed probate of estates, and I would recommend they be approved as to form.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval of exoneration orders.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval of general county bills.
General county bills are $39,837.71, and the amount paid with the P card is $3,731.33.
Because we have some new people here, would you explain the P card to people that have not been to a
The
county
P
person?
card is the purchasing card that the county uses. We actually get a percentage back based on the amount that we use it.
Goes to the auditor's office, correct?
Yes, it is through the state auditor's office.
Yes. I'll accept a motion.
So move.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval of fire allocation bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Library levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay as well.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Sheltered workshop bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Lucas.
I've had a chance now to review the petition to reopen the estate of Clarence R. Dougherty. It looks to be proper as to form, and the request from the county clerk looks to be in good order.
All right. We do have a motion. Did we have a motion there, Steph? Needed a Mike made a motion on that. Okay, the motion to requesting approval to reopen an estate in order to file an amendment appraisement. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Lucas, anything you'd like to say? It's your first full-time meeting with us as our new attorney.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank the commission. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to serve Hancock County. And as I said before, Bill Fay, he was a very good attorney. He'll be missed. Hope to be able to fill his shoes adequately and do my best for the county.
Sheriff?
I spoke to you all earlier that I might have to leave your meeting just a tad. We're within 2 minutes of me making a judge late. I don't never want to do that. I believe I have two gentlemen here I'd like to introduce you to, though.
All right.
We are going the process of step on here, please. We're in the process of hiring two new deputies, and the judge is waiting downstairs to swear them in. This is Dante DiGioramo and Garrett Barnhart, and this will be Unit 27, Unit 28.
Congratulations, guy. We're glad.
Chester PD for the next 2 minutes.
Gentlemen, anything you wanted to say today?
Thank you. I just want to thank you all for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Sheriff, will they hold up
Again,
for
we
us?
don't want to upset
Who's the judge?
Judge gone.
Oh, he won't wait for us?
There'll be cake if anyone wants to come back.
Okay, okay. Mr. Swartzmiller, anything you want to bring today?
I'd just like to applaud everyone's effort today and time and dedication towards Hancock County. And thank you for showing up today. We really appreciate the information, and we will digest that, and we will make decisions in the future from your information. My editorial for today was for Mr. Tingler, but Mr. Tingler stole my thunder earlier and already addressed it, so I have nothing else.
One thing, I don't know if I thank News 9. I do want to thank News 9 for what they've done for me today. I appreciate it.
Mr. Davis.
Just to let the folks know that the Swaney Memorial Library will be celebrating their 60th anniversary this Sunday at 12:30, between 12:30 and 3:30. So if you're in the area, stop by and pay them a visit.
With nothing else, I'll accept a motion that we adjourn till May 15th, correct, at 2:30 p.m.
So moved.
We're adjourned.